Hello, everybody, and welcome to another cast of the CPL. Today we'll be going to be doing the event match, the first event, the first grudge match actually, which is going to be between Locktier and Vitlich. Joining me today is going to be Phasers,
Hey guys.
and we actually have a special guest today. We're also going to be casting with SAS Lumix, aka Metal X.
What up?
All right, so today it's going to be a TVP. First game is going to be on Jade. After that, the two players, they decided to do loser pick. This is different from the format that I told them, but it's not too big of a deal. It's still going to be 5 games, still going to be using the league maps, so I'm looking forward to it. I believe that there was actually a straw poll. I don't know if anyone's voted in it yet, but I'm going to briefly show the results as best as I can. So far, the first grudge match prediction, it looks like most people are predicting that Locktier is going to win, either 3-2 or 4-1. I'm going to refresh it real quick just to see maybe someone else has contributed to the results. Okay. Nope, it looks like it's still the same. It looks like actually Vitlich is picking up steam here. It looks like Vitlich is going to be catching up. And last time, let's review real quick what happened last time. Vitlich beat Locktier after coming back from being down 3-1. He swept him 3 in a row to take the DRIT crown. So this is a grudge match from the DRIT finals. Phasers, I believe you casted that with me. Do you have any predictions for this?
I want to say Village is the favorite, but a lot of it's been like what 2 months since that match, so I feel like both players have improved these amounts.
Yeah.
So can't really say that Village is the favorite. It'll be interesting to see.
So I can give you some insider information. Locktier has been actually practicing quite a bit. He's been playing with some high-level players in our team, or higher-level players in our team. Considering the fact that he was D-, pretty much max rank when he played against Vitlich, I have to say that he's one of the best D- I've ever seen in my life. How has Vitlich been performing on your team? This goes to both of you.
He's been pretty busy IRL, but we find some time to practice on Saturday morning. Surprisingly, he's probably the most dedicated player aside from Stardom who actually shows up for practice. Unfortunately, but he's got the work ethic, so I think it'll be interesting. I've given him some tips, so hopefully it translates into this show match. Do you know when this show match was played, by the way?
This show match was played, I believe, last week on Friday.
Okay, so it's been pretty recent. Nice.
Yeah. And how about you, Metalex? Any contributions? Anything you know about Vitlich? You being the best coach of the century, should know a thing or two. Yo, Yo, Lumix, you there?
I am.
Yo, all right. So, what are your thoughts on the matter?
Wait, did you not hear me just now?
No, yeah, you weren't holding the push to talk, bro.
Oh shit. Yeah, I just said that we had him play against Phasers and Phasers lost, so.
Really?
Whoa! Yeah, I got replays, son.
Whoa. Okay. Well, I'm inclined to believe the best captain in the world, Lumix. So, all right. Without further ado, let's get into the games. I forgot that I had to get out of IC Cup in order to start this, so I'll have to get back into it. All right. We're gonna be same game, same pass. Once I get on there. Alright, game one's going to be on Luna. It's PVT. Now, in the coaches show match, I remember Lumix suffered quite a bit of pressure from Protoss on this map. Do you think that that is standard? That's something that we should be looking out for? Something that Vitlich maybe could take advantage of?
Actually, one thing I noted when I played Vitlich, he likes 2-gate openings.
Okay.
It's like his go-to build. So 2-gate has a lot of room for pressure, especially on the downhill ramp. So, I don't know. I mean, Vitlich did make the comeback on this map, if I recall correctly.
That's true too. That's right.
He does love the 2-gate. I would not be surprised that he goes 2-gate again.
Hmm.
It's a matter of how aggressive he is with that. So.
And last week we saw F10EQQ open 2-gate Robo on this map as well. So Lumix, do you think that this map is favored for Protoss against Terran? Don't forget to use your push to talk, bro, please.
I'm definitely.
I'm definitely what?
Oh, I was pressing it. But anyway, yeah. I think the early game is Protoss favorite just because of the inverse ramps.
Okay.
So they could be aggressive.
What button are you using for push to talk?
My mouse 3 button.
Oh my god, I knew it, yo. Okay. Alright, okay. You ready? Everyone ready? Let's go. Yeah, I was wondering because I heard this like loud ass click every time you start talking, so Evil Eye says ban Lumix. Anyway, at the top left we have the yellow Protoss Vitlich, and Gun, you will be the designated introducer. Can you introduce our Terran player?
Yep, on the top right we have the purple Terran locked here.
Locked here. Alright, perfect. So we see that they're spawning horizontally from each other. If we take a look at the map real quick, this map is on. This is what? This is vertical symmetry, right? So, like spawning on bottom left and bottom right is the same thing as spawning on. No, it's actually rotational. Now that I look at it, I'm stupid. Oops, I'm bad. So, I guess it. Yeah, it doesn't really matter where they spawn it unless they're spawning diagonally. So, I did play a really good game against phasers a couple years back on this map, and it does seem, this is something we talked about earlier, is how if Terran takes the middle of the map with all these high grounds, it's actually quite oppressive to Protoss. It makes it really hard for them to move out. And even if Protoss takes both mains and has gateways on either side, it's still a lot harder for them to flank a Terran army that is on this high ground. So we'll see if we get to that point, or if we'll see Vitlich open with something aggressive. Vitlich sporting that 250 APM, definitely, I think that's an improvement from what we saw. I mean, it's still the early game, but he's already seems to be in better shape than 2 months ago. And Locktier himself has also brought it up to about 150.
What was his average before, like 120?
It was like
100.
It was like 100 to 110ish on the long game. 10-15 is a strong opening on this map, says Evil Eye. Yeah, we just discussed how 2-gate is actually really good build on this map, and then Evil Eye suggests a double expand behind it with the contain. I think that sounds pretty reasonable. That works on other maps too. It's not unique to this map, but it definitely is stronger on this map. And it looks like, so we are about to see the 15th probe from Vitlich. I wonder if he's going to go for the 2-gate afterwards. He should get the gateway now. And we see a probe running around. Nope, it's pylon.
Nope. Yep. Pretty standard.
Yeah.
Should be building a gateway shortly though.
Yeah, it might be 12. It might be 12. What is it? 1221 or is it 1218 for the other kind of 2-gate? I never even do the other kind of 2-gate, so because Kick says that I need the PE tag soon because of the way I play. So we'll see if he throws down that second gateway. And we can already see a marked improvement in Locktier's play. Look at the wall that he made in his main base, the Rax Depot factory wall for the Marine Tight.
Yeah, it's a solid wall.
And look, he actually finds the probe that was hidden in his base as well. He's staying very aware. Really good game sense. Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see a 2-gate from Locktier, or I mean Vitlich.
Yeah, but we don't see any range either.
And we do see a second gateway.
Yeah, 1221, but no range. He definitely could have had range started a while ago. If you look at it, he has 300, 300 sure. Almost. Is he going to save up for a Nexus? And if so, then he should have probably taken some guys off gas first, I think. Or is he going to go Robo before range, which might be an interesting option to get a faster Reaver. But it might be difficult to defend an FD if one comes. And look at this position from Locktier. The Marines, I'm liking this a lot. It's a good look for him. And he pulled 2 off gas, so he learned about pulling people off gas now, which is good. That's something I've been pushing him for. Scouting SCV arrives after going around the long way, but doesn't manage to find him. And oh, something interesting to note. Look at the natural of Vitlich. I mean, I've locked here. The probe that was being chased, it found a new hiding spot.
Yeah.
So based on this, I'm still. What do you guys think that Vitlich is going for here?
He's gonna go for an expansion right now.
Mm.
He likes to do that 2-gate expand, but he's not pressuring with the 2-gate.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I agree with this necessarily. Like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just go 1-gate Nexus. But I think he does like the 2-gate to be safer.
Yeah.
Deny any aggression. Wow, we do see 3 SCVs pulled out from Zlock here, by the way.
Locktier is a big fan of using the SCVs to trap the Dragoons. Metal X, you being a Tyrant player, what would be your suggestions in terms of tactics when pushing with an FD? Like, how would you use your SCVs? How do you group your units?
You just try to make them so they're not going in one at a time. You just make them so they're attack at the same time, basically.
So this piecemeal SCV stuff is not good.
Oh wow. RIP 16 minerals.
Yeah, donated. Though, nice mind snipe there.
Yeah, that was good.
But this Dragoon goes down.
Oh, he lost that goon. Wow.
Yeah, good
That's so
targeting.
good.
He's pulling back all 3 Dragoons instead of pulling back only 1. But now
he pulled away the wrong goon too.
No, he pulled away the right one in this case, I think, because that one was even more injured.
He should stop right here.
Ooh,
Nice star sense.
clutch.
See, like the one thing I told Vitlich was that so like I'll go for like an aggressive FD, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll place mines, and he is kind of stubborn with his Dragoon control. Like he'll go for the mine, or like he'll like push forward when it's like actually not that safe. So I told him to stop doing that. So that's nice to see, because like he would do that like multiple games in a row. I'm like, dude, that's just not safe. You need observer if you're gonna do that.
And Metal X, while we have a lull in the action, could I ask you to change your click to talk button to something on your keyboard? Because whenever you click to talk, you hear it sounds like a grinding sound, like from your third mouse. So.
I already changed it. Is it better?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Better.
Yeah. If anyone, can you tell our viewers what the name of your mouse is? So if anyone wants the loudest mouse to piss off their roommates, where they can find one?
That's your standard Microsoft mouse.
Oh, damn. That's pro.
That's how I do.
So I would say that Vitlich kind of fell behind just a tiny bit because of the fact that he mined just so much gas before he threw down that Nexus. He did not need 300 gas at the time of throwing down the Nexus.
No,
but
definitely not.
But he repelled the FD quite comfortably. He exchanged 1 Dragoon and 2 of them got halfway damaged for, 4 Marines, 3 SCVs. So I think overall it's pretty even right now.
Yeah, like the 3 SCVs accomplished pretty much nothing. I don't even think you need 3 SCVs to do an FD push, to be honest. No more than 2, I think.
Yeah, I use 3 SCVs when I'm doing a strong FD, just because it's like an extra fuck you thrown in there, right?
Like, it's not like the 3 SCVs are gonna like make or break the game, especially if you're gonna go FD.
That was nuts. This observer got so close to the turret before the turret started shooting, I thought he was about to glitch the turret, but he didn't. Because it literally came up like right to, like, it was like hugging the turret before it started shooting. That's nuts. But do you think that this might be too many turrets? I mean, 3 isn't that many, but
to be safe, 3. Don't think it's too much.
Yeah, but I don't think
it's just a very safe opener. Let's put it that way.
But I don't think he had any reason to play this safe. You know, I mean, he saw that. I guess maybe he didn't ever get to see if there was an expansion or not, so therefore he said, so he's like, oh, maybe there is reverb behind this or something. And meanwhile, we see Vitlich taking the 3rd base. I like this move a lot from him, but I would have liked to see him control his bridge first, his high ground ramp, before he did that, so that there was no run by, no scouting that could see it.
What are your thoughts? Because Vitlich, it seems like he upgraded observer speed. I think a little too early for that.
Yeah, there's it seems to be a popular choice for lower rank Protoss because it requires less micro. You can just because then when you 1A, 2A, 3A with your Dragoons, they never run into mines really if you don't 1A, 2A, 3A too far away. but it is definitely not the most efficient use of your gas. The best way to spend your gas is to get fastest arbiter possible, and then start thinking
Exactly.
about ops and stuff.
So Bitlich, he actually scouted the six fact. His observer died,
Hmm.
but he's making enough gates to counter that. And on top of that, he's getting arbiter tech right now,
Yeah.
so he seems like he's in good pace. And
Well,
it looks like Zoctier is going for the six fact push.
yeah. He's supply blocked right now too.
Oh
Whereas
no.
Village has been doing a great job of keeping up with it. Um, he is missing his arbiter tech structure right now, actually, and six gate, although competent or comparable to six fact, I feel like you need at least eight. And he actually makes a second observatory instead of a arbiter tribunal. This is huge.
Oh no.
Observatory, I think, costs 150 gas. I think, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 100.
100.
Yep.
Either way, it's pretty pricey. I mean, he has the gas to throw around, but it's still not something that you want to invest in instead of arbiter tech. What's more damaging is the fact that his arbiter tech is just going to be delayed now. And he's gotten supply blocked himself.
Oh no, the push is coming out.
Oh,
He doesn't have enough zealots.
he doesn't have an observer, seeing that the push is out there. Now the all right. Let's see how quick the reaction is.
He has to hold this high ground.
Okay, one dragoon down. Okay, and I like the way that Locktier is pushing here, sending some tanks forward. If he had sieged those up right away, that would be great. But he's
Speed
kind of
is
idling.
still halfway too.
Oh, he's idling here.
Oh no.
Oh, this is dangerous.
That hurts. You gotta wait for speed,
Oh.
man.
Oh,
That might be game.
That's a total overcommitment.
That's huge.
And I like the decision making from Locktier not sieging up. I mean, it might have been better for him to siege up in the first place, but now that he saw that the army was coming out and he decided not to siege up, this is a great move from him. And it's really important to know that Vitlich is the one whose macro actually kind of dipped really hard during that engagement, not Locktier. Locktier's macro is still going strong. Okay.
Great move, going for the third.
Yeah. Okay, probes are going to run away. I would like to see vultures rally to support this, because if there was a pure zealot train, which a lot of Protoss are want to do, that could really hurt this army composition. Like 12 zealots right here would hurt really bad. And actually, it's the dragoons that are coming out. Oh, nice mine. So, all right, I would say. Metalex, do you think that now is the time to start making your third command center and increasing your SCV count? Because it looks like Loctis is cutting his SCVs here.
Yeah, during your push, it's probably the best time to take your third. So right now is like the perfect timing.
Yeah, I feel.
Oh my god, that mine.
I feel like he's investing for the kill, whereas I've told him many. Okay, GG. I've told Loctis many times, and something that you guys should take away from this cast is, even though Locktier won, if there was some sort of miraculous reason for him not to win, like, I don't know, DT or Arbiter just came out with stasis, or 12 speed lots pulled a mine or something like that, you want to already be ahead. You don't want to be in the same position you were before you pushed.
Exactly.
So, I definitely would have liked to see a third commander coming up, or be done actually by that point. I would like to see SCV production restarted, because he was only at 36. But overall, well played by Locktier. I can't really take away too much from him. Now we're going to move into the second game, and it is loser's pick, and it looks like the second game is going to be on Fighting Spirit.
Question, is it losers pick from the map pool?
Yeah, it's loser's pick from the map pool, and repeats, well, they decide that repeats are allowed, and I think you disconnected.
I did.
Yeah, I'll give you some time. I'm going to check something real quick. Okay, perfect. Microsoft mouse is the best, TBH. It was $10. I don't think so. I have to go with the Koreans on this one and go for like the Logitech Mini Optical. Mine's not a Mini Optical. I mean, I don't know what model number the Mini is, but mine is the M525. The M525 and M325 are pretty good. All right, are you? Well, maybe this would explain why both Lumix and Evil Eye have such low APM. Because of the Microsoft mouse. Okay. Are you guys ready for game 2? Okay, go.
Go.
Alright, on the top right, we have the purple Terran locked here.
On the bottom left, we have the white Protoss Village.
Okay, so cross map positions, which means that both builds that both builds that the people did last game would be kind of suboptimal. I feel like 6-fact cross map is pretty hard to pull off. 2-gate into Nexus is kind of too safe for a cross map position, so it would be interesting to see if they adapt their play based on the positions. What do you think, Lumix?
I think the biggest issue was that Village, he just let the Terran push to him without having to siege and unsiege. To delay the timing.
Are you using your mouse key again?
No. Keyboard.
That's really strange. Yeah, cross map position is perfect for fast expand build, says Evil Eye, and I tend to agree. I think that is a good idea on when you're in cross map positions, but oftentimes you invest in going FE before you find out that the other person's across the map from you.
Yo, I like Zlocked here as well. He's gonna build the barracks to the left.
Is guys are gonna? Yeah, I think that is gonna fit.
Yeah, and it's gonna make it's like kind of using the terrain to your advantage. That's pretty cute. Wait, I guess that works. I was thinking racks to the top. Just a little bit, but
yeah, I think he actually made the depot 1 unit too far to the left, so the racks doesn't fit between the crack and the depot.
Yeah.
Because if you score is 1-0 in favor of our Terran player locked here, and so what we were discussing his building placement a few weeks ago, and one thing that is kind of unfortunate about this placement, even though it is great for defending against Zealots early on, it kind of makes your future factory placements kind of awkward. This depot right here is kind of unfriendly.
For sure.
And it looks like, one thing I have to say about Vitlich is it looks like he builds his buildings in exactly the same... Okay. Okay. 4-0. Yeah, no, it doesn't do that for me. Sorry. I was trying to put the score up. Anyway. Alright, so it looks like he's gonna... I was saying that Village places his buildings exactly the same way on every map, which on Fighting Spirit, and it worked out in his favor in Jade kind of too, but there will be maps where you can't put your first gateway to the right of your Nexus and it be a good position for you, you know? Like, there's maps where the ramp is directly on top of you, so you creates the longer distance. I feel like he's a little bit too comfortable using the tried and true building placement. But that might be a wrong diagnosis. And actually we're seeing a 2-fact.
2-factory, nice.
I'm not sure that's so nice. I mean, across the map is kind of difficult to pull that off.
That is true, but I guess it's like the series mix-up.
Yeah, and the other thing too is the probe saw the 3 SCV stay on gas. That should be a clue, I think, at this point. That
yeah, especially when the factory is not even complete.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
And we see a mix-up from Bitwitch himself as well. He's
going safe.
Robo.
Either safe or dirty. We have to find out.
That is true. You could go Reaver.
So. Actually, I feel like Reaver works out pretty well against 2-fact, to be honest with you. It presents you with a harass option and a defense option, especially since you can load up a Zealot into the Reaver, into the shuttle. What do you think, Lumix, about that interaction? Push to talk, though.
What was your question?
What do you think about the interaction between Reaver drop and... Reaver, 1-gate Reaver, and 2-fact cross map.
1-gate Reaver is good because you can actually harass while you're defending if you have good micro, I think. So it's just dependent on the user.
We do see a shuttle, so that is a good indicator. He's gonna go robotics support.
Okay. One thing you guys should know about going Reaver, unless you're going for speed, you don't need to build a robotics support bay until the shuttle is halfway done. So I feel like he could have placed that pylon first and then the support bay, and then he would have had the supply earlier to make this Dragoon and to make the probe. So you see the support bay is done, but the shuttle is still about, I would say, 10-15 seconds away. Kind of a mismanagement of resources. And now then again, we might still see speed. No, it doesn't look like he's gonna come. So the 2-fac is alive. Oh, I like this a lot from Loctis. Look, he did a fake FD push in order to make it look like he's just doing an FD. If there's a probe out there, he sent 4 Marines, 1 tank, and 1 Vulture with a floating racks. But instead, he's actually going for the 2-fac. I have a question though. When you're going 2-fac, do you do 2 add-on?
Yeah, he's doing a Joyo push with 3 tanks and then speed and mines.
Okay. Should make at least 1. Where is he going with the shuttle? There's no Reaver out here. Is he checking for proxies? And yeah, he does have. Evil Eye brings up a good point. He has no scout. The shuttle is way out of position here. What the hell is going on? The Reaver's out, but there's not going to be any defense for it. The shuttle's now coming back, seeing the pressure. Okay, now, quick question. Do you guys agree with placing these mines right here? Because I think that might actually be counterproductive to his push.
When you're going 2-fact, I think aggressive mines are the way to go.
Yeah, his mines are way too defensive, and they're right in these critical areas where he might get hurt.
He needs to micro these goons good. Going back.
Oof.
Reaper on the way to defend.
Oh my god, he's losing 1. Oh!
Oh my god, no!
That was a Gosu mine. Yo,
God,
this Reaver drop? This Reaver drop?
Oh my god.
Wow!
That
Fuck.
might be game.
Damn, that's brutal. That hurts a lot. And only 1 Dragoon out now, 1 Ob's not rallied. And, wow. Vulture lays mines and goes straight into the mineral line. Really well played by Locktier here. And Vitlich has no choice but to GG out. Wow. That was commanding. That engagement.
It might have been different if he had his Reaver ready, or his shuttle ready with the Reaver.
Yeah.
I don't know why he did that. That was so questionable.
I think maybe, well, I don't know why he sent the shuttle out in the first place. Most likely a misclick, but otherwise, I think that he was probably planning on doing some sort of harassment before any sort of push arrived. He thought his 4 goons would be enough to defend. But when just the amount of units that came at him, he wasn't pulling his injured Dragoons back fast enough. So the fact that his Reaver was not in defensive position makes sense, but his mismicro is what really killed him there. Alright, moving on to game 3, and this game is going to be on Circuit Breaker. So it appears that going from Fighting Spirit, Vitlich decided that Circuit Breaker would be the next best map for him to play on. And oh, I haven't been updating the score on the chart. I should be doing that. Sorry about that. That's one thing that I did forget to do. Let me do that real quick. So Locktier won game 1, beat Vitlich. Oops, that's ugly. Oh, that's still ugly. I can't draw a straight line. Okay. Next, they played on FS, and Locktier won that one too. And now they're going to CB, and we'll see who wins this one. Okay, so how do you guys think that this map compares to FS? Them both being very standard and popular maps nowadays. What do you guys think the effect is on PvT?
I think a lot of it depends positionally.
Yeah.
I think cross map favors Protoss.
Horizontal.
I think horizontal would probably favor Terran.
Yeah.
Kind of do like a slow push while getting her 3rd and 4th relatively easily. So it really depends positionally.
Yeah, and vertical seems pretty neutral to me. But maybe, yeah, it seems pretty neutral to me. In the meanwhile, let's just introduce our players again real quick. We have Locktier as the orange Terran in the top right.
Bottom right, we have the purple Protoss Vitlich.
Wait, did I say bottom right for Locktier? I meant top right, if I said bottom.
I got confused. I'm like, wait.
My fault. Okay.
It's all good.
All right, Vitlich does not place his gateway in the same place every time and his pylon. We see a forward pylon placement here, which is really good. It does show that he's reactive to the map structure here. Meanwhile, it looks like Locktier is going to do a building placement more akin to the Jade placement that he had. Actually, I don't know. I don't think the factory can fit on the right here.
Oh, it should be able to fit.
But no add-on, though.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'll have
there's
to see.
yeah, there's not going to
Pretty
be any
bad,
add-on.
like visualizing that,
Yeah,
but
you can draw a square with your selector that looks like a factory size compared to the depot, and you can see that I don't think there's going to be an add-on space here.
Yeah, there's no room for the add-on.
Yeah, so
RIP.
that's a little bit unfortunate, but it's by no means fatal. I mean, I think he can still put the factory under the depot, and he'll still be able to defend it quite nicely. Lumix, what are your thoughts on this map? Because me and Phasers have been pretty much saying the same things about the positional balance for TVP on this map, since pretty much every match that we've casted on this map has been PvT recently. What are your thoughts on this map in PvT, TVP?
I think you should go for timing pushes if you're at this position, because you can just expand at 3, and it will be safe if you're pushing.
Yo, I have to find out, what is that sound what is making that sound? Like, is there something that's like creaking? Like, are you rocking back and forth in your old man rocking chair?
That might be my headphones making a squeaking noise.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, it might be that.
Why are your headphones squeaking?
That's a good question.
Are they Microsoft brand headphones too, to go with the mouse?
Let me check. I don't know.
Loki sponsored by Microsoft.
They actually are Microsoft headphones.
Really? Wow. Called it. Alright, in the meantime, I believe the scouting probe just died inside Vitlich's base, and the scouting SCV is still alive. Sees that range is on the way. Sees the 2-gate. So Locktier very well prepared for what's coming to him. And actually, alright, so let's take another look at Locktier's positioning here, the building placement. What do you guys think about this? Is this, I think that this kind of, doesn't this not work? Like, can't the Marine not fit there anymore? Or can he just hide between that add-on and the depot? Because that would be pretty boss too, I think. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I'm like
sure.
thinking about it. I don't place my buildings like that, so it's
Yeah.
hard to say. Looking like the Marines might not be able to go through.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit difficult, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter too much here because we are seeing
Not too
2-gate
much, yeah.
Dragoon.
Because like Lockdis probably knows now from the games they've played, Village doesn't really go Zealot first anyway.
Yeah, it's a very
So-
APM intensive strategy.
It is. I think it's good for abusing like low APM players.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like you send a Zealot, they gotta like focus on microing the Marines, so it kind of throws them off guard just a little bit.
Yeah, and usually you're microing 1, maybe 2 Zealots, whereas they have to micro 4 Marines and an SCV maybe, and slide through buildings and stuff, whereas the Zealot just kind of like, worst case, I mean, losing your Zealot is definitely not a great thing, but it's not the end of the world either, whereas the one Zealot, when unmicroed against by Terran, you can pretty much lose everything. And looks like we're going straight into Nexus here. No Robo this time. We're going 2-gate Nexus, and the 4 Dragoons are moving out onto the map to claim some space. Meanwhile, the FD is coming out as well. No SCVs this time. Is the Vulture on the way? Vulture's on the way. They're going to meet up.
Oh, that goon took a little too many.
Yeah.
Can't agree. Oh, but the Marines, you can't lose them like that.
Wow, he just abandoned them to die. I feel like he got scared.
I would stop now because I know that he probably did go mines first.
Oh,
shit.
no!
This is what I've been telling him.
Damn! Yeah, you get overconfident sometimes.
Oh my god.
Shit. Yeah, that's the worst.
Like now the 2-gate is useless.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you go 2-gate in the first place?
Well, let's see what the Nexus and CC timings are identical. I do think that this does definitely set him back, but it's not the end of the world yet, you know? Robo's on the way. Dragoons are being produced.
I like this scouting vulture by Locktier.
Yeah.
Looking for any potential proxies. Gonna scout a third soon to see if he's made any. So information is power, guys.
Yeah.
Scout as much as you can when you can.
RTS information is like another resource that you have to manage. If you don't have any information, you can't really win the game. That's why Terran got the infamous map hack scan. That's why Protoss have the invisible scout. And that's why Zergs can leave scouting lings everywhere. Information is really important. Okay, so he's actually going to go straight into the natural here. I guess just trying to see the Dragoon count, maybe? Oh,
no.
nice bait. Okay, see? That's another thing that you have to be extra careful about. I mean, now if we look at it, he only has 2 healthy Dragoons left. Like, all of his Dragoons are really hurt. Do you think it would be a good idea to follow this up with like a 3-fact push, considering all the damage that he's done to the Dragoon count and main health? That was a question. Do you guys think of that?
You definitely can. I've never seen 3-fact pushes, but I heard Scan's been doing 3-fact pushes.
Haya started them a couple years back. Started doing them at least on like maps where the high ground, like outside the natural, like I think it was called Pamir Plateau or something like that, or Wind and Cloud. On those maps, they're especially strong, and he was using it in the Sonic Star Leagues and on ladder. And it really kind of abuses this early timing where, especially if the Protoss is greedy like this and takes a third Nexus off of 2 gateways, 3-fact can really do a lot of damage. But looks like Locktier is going to be just playing super safe. Got his 3 turrets up.
When they do the 3-fact, do they do it off of a 2-fact push, or is it from a FD?
I think it's from an FD.
Oh, okay.
We do see 2 more factories added.
Okay, so I wonder if it's going to be another 6-fact or if it's going to be a 4-fact. Because Haya more recently has transitioned into a 4-fact push to the Haya 4-fact where you cut SCVs at 30. And if we look at Locktier's SCV count, he's actually exactly at 30. So it could be that he's going for the Haya 4-fact right here. Now, this observer kind of took a circuitous path through the center of the map. I would have liked to see him go through the most likely path of mines and clear the mines as he's getting to the Terran base, but it also could be just to avoid the turrets that are likely to be in Locktier's natural. So let's see if this Ops catches wind of this 4-fact push, this Haya 4-fact.
And I think the biggest problem is that Protoss doesn't set his goons outside of the Terran's base, so whenever Terran pushes, they don't really have to spend time like sieging slowly. They could just 1A right towards the ramp of Protoss's net.
Definitely true, and I do believe that the lack of mine clearing with the first observer is what leads to a situation like that. But you also can't really fault Vitlich because he knows that his Dragoons are so injured, but that's more of a mental thing than anything, I feel. And now we see Locktier pushing through the high ground on the side, showing us the difference between FS and... Oh no, this engage is going to be brutal for him. Brutal for Vitlich. Oh my god, he's going in. Oh no. Whoa!
Oh my god!
That is brutal.
That sucks.
Dude. Wow, this is actually a really scary push now that you look at the army count here. He had as many tanks as Vitlich had Dragoons, more or less.
Yeah, no, the reasoning for that too is because Locktier got the faster 4-fact, then Vitlich got its 6 gates. I think by the time 4 factories were done, his 4 other gateways are still moving.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have that window of timing where he can mass enough units to stop this push. And his goons being in such low health, it doesn't help either.
Yeah.
So it's a lose-lose situation, honestly.
Again, here I'm noticing that Locktier now he's starting the command center, maybe a little bit too late. He's about to start over there, but his SCV production has not been continuous throughout this whole time. I feel like that would have been a great addition to this push if you could just expand behind it. I mean, he did a great deal of damage, but you always, like I said, when you're ahead, get more ahead. But oh my god, those mines were so brutal. Actually, wow, 3 mines and almost no core health, but I feel like it's almost...
Did you know one thing you noticed? I don't know if you did, but like when Vitlich macros, at least like early on, he's been producing like 1 unit per macro cycle. So it'll be like 6 Goon and then 6 Zealot.
That's true. Yeah.
And like, definitely not good. You gotta create units based on what the Terran is making as well.
Yeah. Wow. GG though. That was really strong. Really well played by Locktier here. I mean, that was a pretty much
He's
perfectly
improved
executed.
hella.
Yeah, it's been a pretty much perfectly executed 4-fact there. And so we see that, well, we have the winner of the series now. We have Locktier 3-0 against Vitlich, but we do still have 2 more games in order to find out if Vitlich can kind of, I guess, redeem himself. If it would be interesting because if they go 3-2 here, 3's Locktier, 2 Vitlich, that would put them at an even head-to-head count of 7-7. No, wait, 6-6. So, might be grounds for another grudge match. Let's find out. Let's see if the domination from Locktier continues, or Vitlich is going to crack this nut and see something, and we'll see something new from him. Okay, moving on to game 4. It's also going to be on Fighting Spirit. Well, not also, but looks like Vitlich is going back to the roots, back to the comfort zone. Lumix, are you with us still?
I'm here.
We're gonna continue casting this series. It's all games played, best of 5. All right, moving into game 4 on Fighting Spirit. So I'll be honest. Recently, Locktier has been talking to me about what. Oh, first let me introduce the players. In the top left, we have the purple Terran Locktier.
Bottom right, we have the brown Protoss Vitlich.
Okay. Recently, Locktier has been asking me about mentality when going into a best of series. So he was saying that, let's say that you master 4 builds and you put them in a rapid succession that completely throw off your opponent. And he's been asking me about the merits of such a thing. Like, oh wait, hold on. Before we go any further, it looks like we have a little cheese going on here. This looks like it might be a BBS. Look at this early SCV coming out, and there's another one coming.
BBS indeed. Dude, see, when you have the momentum this way, this is just icing on the cake, I feel like.
Wait, but he only has 50 minerals when he gets to the center. He definitely did not practice this build very well. Or
For sure.
Oh! I think I know what's gonna. Is he gonna scout and then build it right inside his main?
What?
The advanced BBS right here.
Dude, this guy would be a hero. I don't think so though. It seems like he's gonna go for the center racks.
Okay, all right, I see.
I can't agree because this early scout is kind of a giveaway.
Sus. Yeah, it's super sus.
Like, dude, I haven't even built my first gateway yet, and you're in my base.
Yeah,
like,
right.
That's not fishy at all, guys.
Yeah, Evil asked about the gas deal. So apparently, I mean, that's something that Locktier has been complaining a lot about in the channel is the fact that he thinks that someone sent like one of their first 4 probes out to his base just to gas steal him, when really obviously it's most likely like a pylon scout or something. But so I had that thought for a second too, like what if he tries to steal Vitlich's gas, which would be so BM, by the way. But no, instead we are seeing 2 racks in the center, slightly delayed because of the scouting. Because in theory you're not supposed to scout before the BBS, you're supposed to scout after it. Like your first has to be that finishes scouts. And we can already see him having a little bit of an issue here. The supply in the SCV is cutting into his marine production already. And Vitlich is going to be aware of it rather soon. Vitlich himself is going for a really standard 14 cyber. Well, it looks like maybe it's been a 13 cybernetics. 15 pylon. 15 pylon. Got it. Marine production is very labored right now. Very labored.
I don't really BBS, but how many Marines do you mass up before you head out?
I think it depends. I think it depends who you're playing against, like what race. And oh, is he gonna find it? He's gonna find it. So I guess the answer would be right now. After you kill this probe, you go. That's when you go. Yeah, the probe gets found and you go. Let's see. The Dragoon has just started actually. Was it delayed a little bit? I feel like it might have been a little bit delayed somehow. Maybe he made it one probe too many. Range hasn't been started. Second gate. Oh, this is questionable. Okay, let's see how this rounds out. 3 gates at once. I'm not sure about this at all. I just don't think that he doesn't know, because now he's not gonna be able to build another unit.
Oh my god. He needs to do something with those probes, like, now.
Yeah, stop this
All
bunker.
of them. Oh my god, where's that goon going?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Dude,
He's
this.
gonna give it to free?
Oh no! This SCV could go down. Oh, the goon goes down instead. Wait, this bunker though. Oh, more Marines in here.
Oh, this bunker is about to finish.
Oh, get in. Oh wow,
That
dude, that
hurts
is
a lot.
so wow.
No range in sight
Wow,
as
gank,
well.
gank.
That might be game.
Dude, yeah. Wow.
Oh my god.
Vitlish just did not know how to handle it. I mean, he didn't take the cue from the scouting SCV, and then he didn't. He added 2 gateways instead of making a zealot. Yo, phasers, can you blow your nose or something, or like, cause I hear you like.
Yeah, sorry, dude. That coke is sick.
Shh. Shh. Okay. So anyway, he scouts the BBS. My first instinct would be like, okay, I have to be ready to pull probes to defend my ramp. You know what I mean? Like my Dragoon's kind of late. I should be ready to send all my probes to hold the ramp. You know what I mean? Stack them up, send them to the natural, and then they kind of explode on the ramp to stop the Marines and SCVs from getting in. Do hella damage to the Marines, because you can afford to waste some mining time against a dude who's going BBS. What are these?
Yeah, no, I mean the first thing he should have done when he saw the BBS, immediately block ramp. Just make it harder for Tyrant. Stall till that goon comes out.
Get range.
Second and third gateway placement at all.
Yeah.
Or just even making them, period.
Yeah.
I think it might have been better to just build a shield battery.
No, I think it might have been better to build
No?
a zealot and get range. Yeah.
But
Like-
I think wasn't the goon in production by the time
Yeah,
he
but
scouted?
yeah, but he didn't even queue up a zealot. Like he.
Oh yeah, no. After that first goon, zealot would be more effective. I feel like.
Yeah, he didn't have range. He didn't have a zealot, and he didn't have enough money to make a zealot because he threw down the 2 gateways, and he didn't have money for range for the same reason. So I feel like he was just caught with his pants down and didn't know how to pick them back up.
Yeah.
So game 4 again goes to lock tier. Wow, I mean this is
overall a very bad reaction.
oh my
Scouted.
Yo, I hate this. Like for some reason I can't alt tab out of ICO sometimes, but whatever, it's cool. I got this. Lock tier wins game 4. And next map is going to be on CB again, Circuit Breaker. Vitlich grasping at the last straw for redemption. Let's find out if he gets one game. And I feel like there's a little bit of I'm sensing a little bit of hostility from Locktier in this series. You know, he's doing all these like the first game was not so. I mean, it was 6-fac, but it wasn't such like a in-your-face build like 4-fac, like higher 4-fac or BBS. I feel like he's really feeling himself right now, and he's kind of trying to tell Vitlich that what happened 2 months ago was a fluke, you know? Alright, so game 5, we're moving on to Circuit Breaker. I almost started without phasers by accident. Are you guys still here?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Okay, word. On the top right, we have the brown Protoss, Vitlich.
Bottom left, we have the yellow Terran Locktier.
Okay. Lumix, have you ever gone BBS?
In PvP?
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice, but no, not really.
When do you use BBS? TVZ?
Yeah, TVZ.
And how does that usually work?
It works pretty good if they 12 hatch. Usually you can kill the hatch and then you just play from there. Maybe
No.
they'll probably leave.
No, I mean, how many Marines do you make before you send them and stuff like that?
Right after the first 2 I go.
Right after the first 2, and then you rally?
Yeah.
And if it gets beaten back, do you just GG or do you float one of the Raxes to try to wall off in your main or what?
I mean, once you see that it's not gonna work, then you just build a bunker at your net and try to like make an expansion. That's what I usually do, at
Oh,
least.
okay. That's pretty cool. When I do BBS against Protoss, what I do is once it's over, like whether I win or lose or whatever, I save one Marine and I float one of the racks back to my main and I wall off using that racks, and then I float the other one into their main and I produce Marines like in the corner to snipe some probes. So that's kind of fun, but it's still very all in. I like your bunker. I mean your bunker's expansion idea. That sounds really cool. So game 5, we are seeing, looks pretty standard this time around. Locked here might have run out of tricks to play. Meanwhile, Vitlich also seems to be going pretty standard. Vitlich really hasn't mixed it up much at all except for that one Reaver play, I think.
Yeah, more or less. I wonder if Locktier knew that and is playing that to his advantage.
But that Vitlich is kind of monochromatic player, you know, very...
Very like standard base player, or like relying on like one build.
Also, the thing that Gunn said, where Village was only building like goons all at once and then zealots all at once, I think that's actually the right thing, because you're only supposed to build goons until the push starts, and that's when you start building your rounds of zealots. Because zealots don't do anything early game. It's not going to help you clear mines. They're just
Right,
gonna
no, I was
stand there
talking
doing
more about
nothing.
like the mid game phase. Like, I don't know. It just seemed like a habit. Like, especially like when the push already happened, like he was still building like all goon.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah, and we have seen it from other players. I don't remember exactly who. It might have been F10 EQQ who was building, you know, like he was up to 30 zealots and only had 6 dragoons because he would just make 2 rounds of zealots from 12 gates, and then after that he would make 2 rounds of dragoons, so he would be at 24 dragoons and 2 zealots. You know, always having a bad army mix because of that. So I think that might be why Gun suspected, Phaser suspected that might be the case here. Okay, looks like it's gonna be another 2 gate. He's positioning himself very well. 2 gates. Okay, and the SCV is well aware of it. Scouting probe gets denied. Another cute wall in here. I really like this little wall that he has here. The factory again is maybe a little bit out of position, but you know, this is still not bad. I mean, this would be a lot better on FS. I feel like he copy and pasted this placement from Fighting Spirit, bottom left corner. Doesn't it seem like that, guys?
yeah, I could see it. Pretty much.
This would be great for FS, because then you lift the racks. Yeah, then you lift the racks.
The factory's a little too far.
Yeah,
which I don't like, but it's nothing detrimental given that it's cross position.
Yeah.
Well.
I mean, it's just not optimal. I would have liked to see the factories above the gas. You can easily fit like...
no, that's the sweet spot.
You can
for, like,
put
your macro.
You can easily fit at least 8 factories up there, probably 9 or maybe even more.
You can fit like 4 on the most left side.
Yeah, and then another 4. So you could do 4 add-on. You're talking about 2 blocks of 2x2, right?
Correct. Yep.
And then you can actually put another one on top of the first block of 2x2. That would be in the corner, kind of. Yeah, that would be nice, but unfortunately we're in this. And one thing that I am worried about now is because I think this tank is going to go out and it's going to go through the gas. Oh, he thought, yeah, look at this. Look at the way he's going to go.
Oh, no.
Every time he's going to do that now because of this depot. So, yeah, don't try to copy and paste your building placement from one map to another. It doesn't always work. And we're actually seeing this is actually pretty early. Well, no, actually this command center is pretty standard. It's just ballsy. You know what I mean? Like, he's just building it right there. Nexus and CC are coming at the same time. This is very standard from both players again. And he's actually not going to move out with the FD. He's just going to lay mines, I hope. Maybe. Uh-oh.
You're getting caught.
Uh-oh. Oh, I thought the high ground...
Wow, the uphill does not play to his advantage.
Yeah, I thought he was going to save... It was going to save him, but apparently not.
Kind of dangerous. I mean, he's still in pretty good position, but I don't know if he can get the mine out in time. He can do some little poking.
Depends on this micro right here. Nice SCV snipe, yeah. Okay, this Dragoon is injured, but he is pulling back nice. Hello, follow man. And let's see. Okay, he did pull that one back. he is still targeting. No, he's not targeting anymore. Is one of them. One of them pulled back. Nice. Wait, this mine is dangerous. And wow, nice mine placement. I like this a lot. Like this, it's pretty much impossible to do the Dragoon micro here to stop it. He kind of like losing that tank was suboptimal for sure, but he bought himself the time to lay these mines, which completely saved him and allowed him to finish his expansion. Yeah, meanwhile, Vitlich kind of let his macro slip a little bit. He has 400 in the bank, wasn't mining from his natural, and the 2 Dragoons started just as I looked at them. Robo is up though, so he did get that up in time. Observatory is on the way. And I would have to say that Vitlich, if he played like that the first few games, he'd be in a great position. But nice snipe. Oh, I feel like one of the Dragoons got stuck. I like the fact that he left some Dragoons back. He's not overcommitting to anything. Engineering Bay playing very safe. Very nice, I like it. He's getting, how early do you guys think that you should get Vulture speed? I mean, I guess it depends on the build, right? But do you think it's worth it to get this early?
I don't think it hurts. I mean,
well, the way I say, I mean, he's on 2 fac, right? Only 1 add-on, and he's not. I mean, he has 400 gas, 400 minerals, so he's not really. He doesn't really need to save up for anything, but. Oh, he's making a 3cc. Okay, that makes sense then. I mean, I just think that it would have been better for him to have another add-on and be pumping tanks instead of getting speed, because he's not going to be getting many vultures at all for a while, right?
yeah, no, that's a good point. Like, if you're gonna go earlier vultures, for sure go for it. But he's not really utilizing it.
Yeah, and right now correct me if I'm wrong, but he should be throwing down an armory for a fast +1, right? With this fast 3 base, right?
Yeah, I think he should have made it when he made his academy. Should be like pretty similar timing.
And speaking of which, I think his second gas is a little bit late. Actually, no, he probably did the second gas and add the add-on at the same time. So that's pretty standard. But let's see how long it takes for him to mine his second gas, because that's a thing. And he also, I feel like the high of 4-fac, the 30 SCVs, is really suited to his style, because he always just stops making SCVs at 33 anyway. Like, he's not making any SCVs right now. He has plenty of money. He has no need to stop. And I remember in the first game on the on Jade, Village had 52 probes when Locktier was pushing with 6-fac and 33 SCVs. So I feel like if you're going for an economic build, you shouldn't cut your SCVs, I don't think.
No.
He has
that's a pretty big mistake, actually.
He has 1,000 minerals too. He's not macroing at all. Like, do you think maybe he lost a little bit of motivation at this point, or maybe he's just not familiar with this kind of greedier opening? And
yeah, to be fair, it might be like a combination of both. But I haven't seen him go 3-base build all series, so
yeah,
it might be the lack of familiarity. I don't know. Like, when you play them in practice, does he tend to go for more 2-base oriented gaming?
Yeah, we don't really usually get that far. But I would say that for the most part, when we played, he tends to practice 2-base play.
Okay.
So yeah, this tank coming out is going to bother me for the rest of the game, the way that he walks around this depot. I would just kill the depot, but yeah, he's now building SCVs, and now he's pumping quite a lot of them, trying to catch up on lost territory. But Village is already 10 ahead of him. He's up to 7 gates. And I feel like the entire advantage of going for a faster commander is completely wasted when you cut your SCVs like this, because even though Vitlich is going to get a later 3rd base, he just transferred the probes. Now he has 50 probes. You know, he's going to be economically superior. He has a comparable gateway to factory count, and Locktier is still not macroing that well. I mean, all of his factories are idle right now. He's adding a 3rd add-on, which I don't think is the right decision actually here. Because
we still don't see an armory either.
Yeah,
which is no good.
No bueno. And he's actually going for 8-fac push.
Looks amazing. 8-fac off 3 add-on.
Yeah.
Crap.
3 add-on, 2 gas. Maybe that's why he's foregoing starport or armories, thinking that he can do a push. But there's an observer that sees all of this. Let's see the reaction from Vitlich, I would like to see him throw down probably about 5 or 6 gateways right now. But look, even just looking at the supply difference, I mean, about 20 of that, no, 13 of that is in pros, but Vitlich has been constantly producing units, whereas Locktier has been really slumping on his macro. I mean, not very proud of my boy right now, but he's still in a decent position. The fucked up thing is that Protoss can't do anything about this, and we do see some Vulture harass at the top. Very nice timing here. Army comes out, Vultures come in.
Wow. No Dragoon, no cannon.
Yeah.
That hurts, actually.
Yeah. We have 9 kills already. And the probes are, I mean, here I don't see why he ran away this way. There was no reason for him to run away in this direction. He should have just clicked the minerals, and the probe kills are still continuing. 13. Yeah, 13 probe kills. Very nice. Very nice pickup for Locks here. And it should be noted that despite this, he's still behind in SCV count and worker count. Like, that should tell you about how much he cut. And I also feel like the third add-on's not helping him too much because he actually has 4 add-on now. What the fuck?
What?
He can't afford it.
Yo, I don't think the tanks can go around on the right side.
Yeah, no, now they have to all go around on the bottom, yeah. That's gonna be a travesty, I feel like. See, I feel like this build just makes absolutely no sense at this point. Like now this officially makes no sense, you know? Before it was kind of questionable, now it just doesn't make any sense. And because you typically want 1 add-on for each gas that you have. But because of his poor macro, it seems like it might be pulling off, but he's also just not macroing. Bro, he's getting a starport, but he has no armory, so why get the starport? I guess to get a vessel?
He does have armory on his net.
Oh, okay. I missed it then. Oops. Yeah, he's getting +1, but it's really, really late. His third base is so undefended, too. Like, there's nothing that's preventing a wraparound. Well, what the fuck? Yo, look at this little outpost that he has right here. This is like playing the campaign or something. Do you see this? The turret and the bunker? That's cute. Wait, did he see that probe and he's gonna snipe it? Nice! He saw a probe on the mines, and he saw another one. He's gonna snipe this probe too. Nice map awareness from... Yeah. Vitlich's macro is starting to struggle again. Remember when I said that he should be adding like 5 or 6 gates?
Yep.
He's
getting harassed again.
And
oh my god.
He hasn't added a single gate. Now he's adding the gateways, but it's a little bit too late. He has 2,000 minerals already. And although the supply difference is still pretty heavily skewed in his favor, he now finally has less.
Oh, his natural. Oh, okay, clears the mine.
Oh wow, I missed it.
Lucky for
unfortunate. He's now finally behind the Locktier in what's called in work count, but Locktier still falling so far behind in army count. Still, like every time I look at his base, there's okay, that was just a little bit of lag. I was like, yo, come on, bro. Like you have 8 FAC and no units. That's not a strategy. But it looks like this kind of resembles a Nada style tornado Terran, like send vultures out while producing a shitload of tanks, right? Vultures continuously harass, and then when you finally do move out, you have like 36 tanks or something. And I feel like a major issue for Vitlich is the lack of map awareness, really.
Yeah, it's pretty poor actually. He doesn't really notice when I guess like he's not like reacting properly. Like he knows that Terran is on 3 base. Now 4, but I'm not sure. I mean like he knows that there's a mine at 12 o'clock. He got sniped twice.
Yeah.
Speaking of, he's going for a bust.
Yeah. The siege tanks sieged up way too late, but there's a lot of siege tanks. A lot of zealots too.
Oh God.
Wow. The +1 finishes just in time. Or is that +2 already? No, that's +1 just finished. Wow, just this... It almost looked like he was going to hold for a second, but Vitlich's army was too big for him. Could he still hold, actually? There was this wave of reinforcements coming. Unsieged tanks are still pretty strong. Oh man, I don't know if holding this was worth it for him at all. Even if he does hold it, it's definitely not worth it. CC's gonna go down. tanks are not sieged up, and he's pushing all the way into the third base.
Really nice.
Yeah. Terrible decision making from Locktier here. I mean, his positioning was late, his siege was late, and then he just kind of suicided tanks. And we have the Arbiters here. This CC is gonna go down, I think.
I would have loved to see him get a 4th and 5th behind this.
Yes, absolutely. Preferably at another main. That would be dope if he did that. I mean, if you look at his main base, he's pretty much mined out here. He has 57 probes, but he's about to be on 2 bases, whereas Locktier is still pretty comfortably on 3. Oh, yo, the tank thing. Look how many tanks he has in his main base. This is this is what the issue is. And he still hasn't killed that add-on though. Instead he decides that this factory is the problem. We have to move this factory. It does not comply with Soviet regulations. And these SCVs are still getting picked off piecemeal here, but oh. Now they're on even worker count. He finally clears off that base. Definitely would have loved to see him take that base at the same time as his push though. And one thing to know is that Loctis probably lost, what, a good 20 siege tanks there, I would say.
Yeah, those are a lot of tank off 2 gas.
Yeah.
3 gas I could understand. Kind of have a little more room, more resource, but every gas counts.
Yeah, and now Loctis is gas broke. He has 3,000 minerals, pretty much none in the bank. So feels like he's kind of has to push now, but Village has been keeping up with the macro at least somewhat, even though he still only makes 1 unit at a time. I feel like when you have 4,000 minerals, you can allow yourself to double produce. You know, like Zealot, 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 Dragoon, 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 Dragoon. And he is pumping pure Dragoon, but he does have a healthy Dragoon count. I mean, he's pumping pure Zealot, but he has a healthy Dragoon count. And see, this army movement is what I don't understand. He moved through this way, why? He put himself in such a terrible position to stop this push for no reason whatsoever. But now this push is going through, I would have loved to see him just walk into the main, use a scanner and walk into the main, because now this push is going to get exposed. Oh my god, is he not going to siege up again? Okay.
Oh my god.
No, oh my god.
Stasis?
Dude,
No
stasis would be so good right now.
Oh,
He has 250
stasis
energy.
would have helped so much. But no scan. Oh my god. There we go.
Oh, wow.
That was a horrible stasis.
Wow, Bermuda stasis,
But
dude.
that is more than enough, I believe, to clear up this army.
No, I'm not sure. I mean, the lack of scan is the only thing
at
that's...
least the siege tank.
Yeah.
I feel like siege tank are more key.
Yeah. And
Nice.
considering the fact that Locktier is still gas broke, but look at this. Locktier, he actually expanded during this push. That's one of the first things that I can definitely say that he did better than Vitlich outright. You know, that's something that we were trying to see from Vitlich during his push. Well, Locktier pushed and he expanded at the same time. I mean, he hasn't landed his CC yet, don't get me wrong. But he's actually likely to get his expansion up at or around the same time as Village. I was going to say earlier, but I think it's I'm jumping the gun.
Take a look. So, you see Village is natural. He just made a cycle of Zealot.
Yeah.
Now he's making a cycle of Goon.
No, he needs to make a cycle of Goon.
At this phase, it needs to be a mix. I feel
No,
like.
no, he needs to be making Goons right now because the Dragoons are a core of your army. You need like one to two control groups of Dragoons at all times. Pure Zealot is useless without them. He definitely did the right thing because he lost all of his Dragoons. He needed to rebuild his core. It's kind of like if you lose all your tanks, you're not going to build pure Vulture, you know what I mean? You're going to build pure tank. Oh, nice EMP.
Nice EMP. Yeah, no, I could see that, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, the Dragoons are actually
robotic, macro-wise.
What?
It just feels like super robotic, macro-wise.
No, but, I mean, otherwise, maybe yes, but in this particular situation, I have to say it was the right decision. Because, look, these Dragoons are the only thing that's holding this back right now. If it was pure Zealot, they'd be melting. So these Vultures especially.
Wow, this push is kind of...
It's still going.
Actually.
It's still going, yeah, that's surprising. And, wait, now we're seeing a huge army right here. Well, Eli, I don't agree with you because he did mass the Zealots as the push was coming, but then he lost all of his army, so that's why he was left with so many Zealots, and that's why he had to rebuild his Dragoons. It's not that he chose to build the Zealots first and then the Dragoons. It's more like he was already building the Zealots and then he built Dragoons. Meanwhile, Locktier kind of took his fourth base. If we look at the amount of idle SCVs here, he finally caught on to that. Hopefully he starts mining that third gas soon. He's very rich in minerals. Oh no, this mine drag. Yo, slick.
Wow.
So I feel like this is still kind of anybody's game. I mean, Vitlich is kind of getting broke. I mean, his main is mined out. His natural is almost mined out. And Locktier is continuing to push. And looks like Vitlich isn't broke, but he's getting there.
It's getting to that territory.
Yeah, he still hasn't mined from this fourth base. It's just been a pure investment for him so far. And this push is actually going strong. And this is what I like to see. Is I'm pretty sure Locktier actually rallied this push. That's something that I've been telling him to do. Is when you're in the middle of a push, just rally all your factories there. Metalex, what do you think? Do you think that's a good idea when you're pushing to just rally your factories to your push?
Yeah, it saves you time to go back, so it's just automatically reinforcing your push.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, you're alive?
I'm here.
Not the silence.
Damn, that was a depressing ass answer. Are you alive? I'm here. It's like I'm not happy about it. And the Nexus goes down, but will this push be cleaned up now? It's still hard to say. It's now Vitlich who's the one. He's pumping army, but I don't know if it's getting rallied or not. And actually, it's going out the other way now. I think it's going to go for a counterattack. He's kind of given up on the idea of claiming this fourth base. He's going to stay on one base, but there are mines in the middle of the map. Eats one.
Oh no, he's sending units to center. He's getting desperate.
Yeah, this is desperation. Like I did the same thing against Red Axis many years ago. Just start sending random groups of 12 units everywhere and hope for the best. I think he was trying to maybe set up a flank or try to stop reinforcements, which makes sense, but he lost all of his units in transit. And he is catching all the reinforcement units, but there is...
That's nice, but I don't know if it's enough.
Yeah, actually these speed lots are going to clean up the tanks here, and the other tanks are forced to clean up the Dragoons, so you might be able to stave it off and save his third base for now. So I think it might have actually paid off somewhat. Oh, and look at this. Locktier actually made a 5th command center in his 4th base already, like ready to expand again. I would have liked to see him lift it and use it, but he's doing such a great job pushing that I'm not mad at him. I mean, I would say that Locktier was kind of fucked at some points when he lost his 4th base and lost his whole army. The fact that he brought it back like this, I mean, it's kind of a testament. But also Vitlich, I feel so bad for him. He's about to run out of his 3rd base minerals, and now he's finally going broke. Supply count is finally in Locktier's favor. It's when he busted that 4th base from... when he busted Locktier's 4th base, he definitely should have double expanded, and he would have been in a great position now. But now he's in legitimate trouble.
Wow. Though the problem is that he didn't expand after he busted that 4th.
That's what I just said, bro.
If he had more money, then he would have for sure helped this.
Yeah.
Enough economy.
Oh god. Why is he moving into the mines? That's what I don't get. He knows that they're there. I see him microing with the mines. I think this is like the last hurrah. Oh, he's trying to snipe the vessel, maybe? Wow. Great mine usage from Locktier here. GG. Wow.
That was pretty convincing. Damn.
I mean, that last game was the closest of all of them. I feel like,
for sure.
Yeah, Locktier got kind of comfortable, got kind of cocky, stepped out of his element a little bit, decided that, oh, maybe I can go for this macro-oriented playstyle. You know, I mean, he thought that. I mean, he wasn't wrong. He had already been up 4-0 up until this point. So, but it showed a kind of a little bit of a weakness in his play. The timing on the factories, the timing on the +1. The add-ons, the building placement, the lack of expansion with the push initially, but also exposed a lot about Vitlich's play as well, the lack of his double expansion when he was the one that was winning. So I think it was an educational game, maybe even more so than the other ones. So, guys, any final thoughts about this series? I mean, I don't know what else, what there is there to say about it.
Uh, I think Village just struggled to adapt at all. Just kept going for the same thing. Besides that game on FS,
Mm-hmm.
um, pretty questionable micro against early mine.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt him a lot actually, for a lot of the games. He has like the right idea, but I don't know. I just don't think he understands like the micro interactions that go on during the game. So
I can see that. So, how about the greatest coach in the world, Lumix? What are your thoughts? Because this is your player. You guys are responsible for him. You have to tell him why.
I'm
Why?
pretty sure Gunn failed as a coach. This was his
whoa.
job.
So
No,
you're
but really, I think he just has to learn. For most players, for the low level players, they just have to learn when to expand while they're attacking. That's probably a really key
Mhm.
aspect of it.
Yeah, there's something I read about StarCraft 2, and I know that maybe this is not the right place to say that, but there's this theory, right? There's this like game mechanic tool thing where what you do is like you pretty much like practice spending all your money constantly, right? And that's one thing that actually kind of translates into Brood, where I feel like the player that spends their money consistently is going to be in a much better position at all points of the game. So both players in that game were not spending their money consistently or appropriately. So if one of them had like Locked here had that 7,000 minerals worth of units at a certain point, he would be a much more convincing position. Same thing goes for Village. He's constantly floating 2,000, 3,000 minerals when he could be double pumping from his gateways, adding gateways, so on and so forth. Obviously easier said than done, but something that I feel like is cured by just straight up practice.